Why hello there, darlings! Thinking of making your own cafe? Need some inspiration? Well, you're in the right place. Here's a few things you can include in your builds, just to add a little more fun and get some people role-playing on your plot. Also, it's always nice to include something where, you know, you bring more than just food. Towards the end of the video, I'll also be including the decal codes for the menu and the logo I made. Anyway, let's get into it. Here, I did go through each floor level, so if you want to copy this building, you can. All you have to do is just pause the video. So yeah, quickly grab that if you need it. Okay, you got it? Yeah? Yeah, alright, I'm assuming you got it. Anyway, this build, as you can see, it's the old map. This is when the playground got added. I was like, oh, this is going to be so much fun. Think of those huge play sets you'd see when you go out to, like, usually park cafes would have them. Sometimes pubs and that. Actually, I don't know how often that is for other people, but the pub, there's always like one play set for, you know, the kids to play on while mommy and daddy have a little drink. But yeah, I was trying to figure out how I wanted the layout. I wish we had more shapes and that we could resize the platforms when they click together. As you can see, I put like a corner one on. I thought it looked kind of cool, kind of made it a bit more smooth and give me more space, because I did not realize how big the equipment is. The seesaw, I noticed, is like huge, so I couldn't really add that. Instead, I added rocking horses. If anyone remembers those as a kid, they are pretty brutal. Anyway, I was starting to mess around with the colours and I was like, I don't really know what I want to do. I was thinking of warm, maybe energetic colours like greens and yellows and maybe a bit of blue. But I don't know, when it comes to these playsets, I have no idea what I'm going to end up using. Usually the UK ones are pretty dark in colour, kinda eh. We don't really use colour much because, well, yeah, I don't know, we're British. Screw colours. But no, I was messing around, trying to find a nice colour palette I liked. I did like the yellow, I loved it, and I was like, maybe I could go with more jungle-y, or maybe I should go with more, I hate using this word, aesthetic. Well, I'm like, no. It's meant to be a kid's playground. It can't be just like plain of colour or just dull. You know, you want to bring your kids here, you want them to be energetic, burn that energy off so you can go home and probably get like a bit of sleep before the chaos continues. And as we continue through the video, I finally found the perfect colour palette. I went with some yellow and a little bit of green and, you know, kind of some like earthly colours. I kind of wanted it to be jungle-ish themed because, you know, I swear most of the big playsets you see are usually some kind of jungle themed or forest themed. And I thought the colours would seem pretty nice and energetic and, you know, they're also my favourite colours. I mean, orange, yellows and greens, just colours of energy, always good. I wanted to use as much as the playground stuff as I could. But yeah, it's honestly just trying to fit it all, really. Just try not have people like having to run over a roundabout. Because, you know, if you tried that as a kid, you'd get sent flying. I know from experience. I am surprised I never broke any bones as a kid. I have definitely tested my limits and definitely my survival rate must be pretty high at this point. Or maybe I didn't survive that fall. Maybe this is all imagination. Ooh, spooky Halloween. Sorry, this is Halloween. Well, it's near Halloween while I'm like covering this. It's word brain word? Yes, anyway. When I was building this, as you can see, it's the old map. I thought I lost this as my editor accidentally deleted all of the videos I had, thinking I wasn't coming back from a trip. Plot twist, I did come back, and I came back to losing half my videos, which I haven't forgiven you for. Anyway, I was gone for 2 weeks, Toast. 2 weeks, and you assumed the worst. You thought I was gone for good? You ain't losing me that quick. But yeah, now he got rid of it because he wanted to play games and I still don't forgive him. I'm joking, I do, you're fine. We're chill, we cool. For now. Do that again though. I don't know, bunny. But anyway, I finished the park, I added a few more things. I wanted to use the little food stand. I thought it'd be cool for like ice cream and that. You know, go begging mom like, "Mom, please. No, we have ice cream at home." Ah, the worst argument there is. Yeah, I know we have it at home. Is it gonna be as good as the one on the streets? No. Please. Please, mother. But yeah, I added the basketball court because honestly, I feel like people don't add that in builds, especially when it's like a big community, like roleplay kind of space. I don't know why, because I honestly find it kind of fun, and I hope we get more interactive games in the future. Like, imagine if they updated the football one, so you like automatically have it on you, and if someone runs past, it takes it, and like, you know, you can do a kick and that, like similar to the basketball really. It's that, or I kind of want to have tennis or something. Badminton. They added a chess set recently, and I was kind of hoping it would be like a mini game, similar to like what they're using in the school at the moment, but no, my dreams were too big. Can't actually play chess. But I have made in my farmhouse a working checker table, which is pretty cool, and you can sit down and actually play checkers as best as you can in, well, Bloxburg. And I'll be including that in my farm video, which I swear on, I don't know, maybe might be my life, I don't know. Do I want to take that risk? I don't know. The farm build that I did have for Panda's farm series, I still have that. And I said, oh, I'm going to make a video on it. I never did. I got halfway through it. I looked at it and I'm like, it's not good enough. No one's gonna want to watch this. No one wants to see my farm. And then everyone just says, please show us. I'm like, oh. Turns out people do want to see that. So I will try and get that out next. If not, it may be a short movie that comes out first. Who knows? But let's go back to what I'm doing on the screen instead of chatting your ear off. As you can see, I am making it very earthly. A lot of plants, a lot of cozy colours, kind of a, like, what would I say? Maybe solar punk, honestly. I think it gives more solar punk. I'm trying to incorporate the yellow as best as I could, but I didn't want to overdo it. Especially if it's like mainly a prime focus colour. And I did believe I used it in the decals, because I wanted people to be like, oh, there's the menu, let's look. I also made the prices on the decals pretty low, because I know people are like, oh, I don't want to spend this much money on like food at a cafe or a restaurant. I'm like, look, this is someone's business. They put a lot of money to create it. Like, come on guys, come on, how much we make from working in this game. Can't you spare just a little bit more money for the people trying to give you a roleplay opportunity? Like, come on. I saw someone get upset because I had a decal that had like $35 for a stack of pancakes. And they were so offended. I'm like, come on. You're like, I can make it cheaper at home. But you're here on my plot, enjoying the ambiance, the atmosphere. I don't know where I got the little French, but here I am. I just feel like, look, if someone's put the effort to make a cafe and, you know, it's pretty good and it's cool and, you know, you're having fun and you've learned or seen something like, oh, cool, I won't mind that in my own build, or maybe I want to make my own cafe. Just throw them a little bit of money. It ain't that hard. It ain't that bad, is it, guys? But yeah, I kept it low price. I don't know, maybe if someone said, I mean, I actually want to make more decals in the future. So my own build, I'll probably make my own decals for it and I'll share them. Either in the video or I will share them in my Discord community if people are asking for them. Just because I know I've seen a lot of decals, especially when you look up, you know, your first one and you're like, it's just clearly someone who's gone into Paint, got a PNG image. Oh my god, something just touched me. I hope that wasn't a spider. I know, we'll find out. If you hear me scream and I've not bleeped out, it might have been a spider. But yeah, I've seen the decals you can find for free when you're actually looking through the search thing in Bloxburg. Yeah, it's a paint image, and then someone's just like typed over it with either the worst or most obnoxious fonts where you can't either read it or it's just so colourful, the information's just like, whoa, what am I looking at? I try and keep my designs simple, try and like keep the colour codes, you know, neutral, nothing too strong, and something that people can like incorporate into their own builds pretty easily. And I'll also add logos because I know people love it when you get like an actual cafe logo, like come to Cafe Lenore or Cafe Buttercup Ice Cream Princess Daisy Bell Cafe. I know no one's named it. No one should name the cafe that. That's too much. Like, I miss it when cafes were such a big part of Bloxburg. Now I rarely see them. Whenever I see them pop up in like I was going to say a wild server, like, I don't know, it's like some safari adventure, just going out with like, you know, the normies. But I always try and like go to them when I can, though I'm normally broke quite often. Usually because I'm working on projects either for Panda or my friends or like future. I want to get into making mini movies. I have a few ideas, though I'm a little nervous because, well, you know, I've never made a full movie. I've made little clippets, which you can see in like my shorts and that. But I have so many ideas of like movies I wanted to do with Panda but never got around to, that I'm honestly looking forward to attempting and hoping it goes really well. And I'm just going to check on the video where we are instead of yapping again. Oh, I love this tile trick. Like, we do not have that many tiles. I know they added some like checker ones recently, but I feel like we need like bigger, more fancy floor tiles. Stuff we can use in like big kitchens or like maybe an airport or something, you know, it's like a big tiled place and you don't want to have the teeny tiny little tiles, but you also want to have maybe some kind of design just so it ties in the space, especially if it's a big open space. We definitely need more of that. So Bloxburg, please, we need more tiles. You did really well adding the new Halloween like fancy wallpaper. I love that. You get so many colour options and they give you like reverse ones. So either you can change the backing, like the back wallpaper of it, to a colour, and then you can have one where you change the actual like design colour and it looks lovely. And it's so nice to finally have that and not have to spend so much money on like decal wallpaper, because oh my god, as cool as it is, if you're like slightly off and you have to like squish down the decal, it looks so weird, and I'm like, it's throwing me off right now. I don't know how I'm gonna handle it. But yeah, I made a little seating area upstairs. Wanted somewhere for like maybe families to go, take your kid in that if like, oh, it's raining and you know, if they don't want to play in the park, you can run upstairs in a booth. I actually love booths, like cafes and that. I don't really go with like big groups of people when I'm out and I'm like, oh, I might pop in. Because, well, you know, one person doesn't take up a whole booth that's made for like big groups. But if it's quiet, I might just sneak on in, get a bit of carrot cake. Oh, I really want carrot cake again. Sorry, I'm getting hungry. I've been dying to bake recently. Or spoil myself at a cafe. I'm just adding my plants. I was like, oh, I really like these. I feel like you can use them anywhere. But yeah, oh, my brain is going smooth. It's just me really cleaning up now, mostly. I might speed up through this a little more, though I'll probably leave it normal speed, let everyone have a look. Oh, my biggest advice though, if you're making like a build, just any build in general, when it comes to lighting, don't use white. No one unless it's like an industrial building or maybe a laboratory or a hospital, they use a lot of strong like white. But other than that, come on, linen. There's also this really nice orange, I can't remember what it's called, but it gives such a nice warm colour. It's just, I don't know, you want to be cozy when you go to a roleplay house, you know? You come home, oh, long day and the kids are fighting and, oh, what's this? A lovely cozy home for me to live in? Perfect. Anyway, we're getting closer towards the end now, so it's just adding a few more bushes, a bit more greenery, just working on the scenery. I do believe at one point I will address the toilet that I have like near the stairs, because I also noticed a lot of cafes don't have toilets, and when you have like a kid that's, you know, not got the game passes, it's like, oh, gross, stinky child. Kinda don't want to bring this out, but you know, I can't just leave it at home. Oh, I also forgot the kitchen. Oh. But yeah, always recommend adding double ovens when you run a cafe, just so you can have like 2 things going on at once. I won't lie, when we have the big ovens and you can only use one like shelf, it winds me up something rotten. I'm like, please. We have that really big, like, not industrial maybe? No, yeah, I would say industrial. Like, it clearly can hold so many like food trays, yet you can only put 1 in at a time, and it's like, please, Bloxburg, just double it up. Make it take 2. I know you can do it, I believe in you. But yeah, normally what I recommend as well is not having your kitchen open like I did. Just because I've dealt with so many people breaking into my cafes, just yoinking food or just straight up running off trying to take as much as they can. I'm like, why? Like, they act like, oh, this is some amazing heist. No, you're just kind of annoying. Like, I'm not gonna really lose out other than my time, I guess. But, no, it's like, come on, you don't do that. You know better than that. You won't like it. If someone did it to you, you shouldn't do it to someone else. But then again, I've met Roblox kids and sometimes they scare me. They scare me greatly, actually. Trust me, I know. I can't really say I have kids in the Discord. I mean, most people I see now, they're not actually kids. Like, on Roblox, I'd hardly see, like, young kids. I'm just seeing, like, maybe preteens at this point. I haven't seen or heard, like, a little toddler running around screaming at everyone. Though it happens sometimes. Like, I don't know who's giving these kids, like, IDs or, I don't know. Like, wouldn't you question it? You're a parent, you hear your kid, like, yelling in that iPad, and you're like, Timmy, who are you having a conversation with? I know, especially with nowadays, with Bloxburg's current situation going on. I want you all to be safe and, you know, never share information to just anyone. Never trust anyone you meet online. I know that sounds horrible, I guess I sound like a parent, but you can never fully know someone online. Especially now in the age of like AI, where videos are getting more and more realistic. Like, at one, like, you can still tell, like, you can see the signs like, oh, that's AI. But I was looking at one and I was like, I can't tell if this is real anymore. I can't tell if this is a real video or if this is AI, and it scares me a little bit, because if people can make very, very realistic news reports, they can make very realistic pictures saying that they are maybe a younger kid, a young girl, a young boy. I mean, honestly, most of the time it's not even like old people or elderly men and elderly women going after kids. It's preteens themselves that are, you know, targeting other kids. Either they've experienced it and this is their way of coping. I'm not saying it's a good way to cope and you should never ever go after someone like this, but I don't know. I get so worried as well when I see stuff like this. I'm like, I know my community aren't my children, but I get so protective of them. I'm like, no, I don't want them to ever have to deal with something like this. And I've had to tell people in my community to be safe. Like, we don't allow photos of, you know, people's faces or locations, because people don't realize, like, you can send a photo and you would think, oh cool, no one's going to recognize that. Have you seen people who play 𝘎𝙎𝙎𝙀? There's a guy who can literally look at grass pretty much, be like, this grass's thickness and length and the colouring, and the sun's in this position and the dirt, it looks awfully gravelly, and they like can guess exactly in the world where that is. A lot of people are very good at like guessing places just from like looking around at a few things, and it's kind of scary but also really, really cool. But yeah, never, you gotta be careful what you put online. Sorry, I turned into a mom halfway through this. This is meant to be a video about a cafe and I'm yapping about wanting you guys to be safe. It's not really a bad thing, but you're just probably here to either support the video or learn how to make a cafe and probably get those decals that I said at the end of the video. Maybe I'll add a timestamp. Maybe I won't. Maybe I want you to watch this. Please. I put in so much effort just trying to make this look nice and cool and to yap and try and sound like I'm smart, but I'm not really. I'm just very awkward and nervous and apparently very good at building. I didn't say that. Panda said that. Tori said it. So many people said, oh, you're such an amazing builder. And I'm like, thank you. I just like to put the blocks in the blocks and then make a draw a wall and then I put the windows up and it's like, oh, this is so cool. But yeah. But so now I'm just adding, like, trying to see what I can add. I want to make sure it feels full. I notice there's not many bushes there. I'll add that soon. Little details as well, especially to build character to an area. I thought the birds would be cool because most people don't know the birdhouses actually have animations, which is wild because it's pretty cool. I say that sometimes I'm like building, I see a bird fly across my screen, I'm like, what just happened? I'm like, oh yeah, I just have a load of birdhouses over there. Anyway, I believe we're coming near the end and I'm probably going to go quiet for a little bit because my voice is going. I don't know if anyone noticed and it's just me like adding detail and now this is ASMR, sorry. I don't know, I'm very awkward and I'm very nervous and kind of recording for such a long time gets me panicky and rattly and oh heavens. But yeah, I hope you can take something from this and yeah, I'll be putting the decals at the end of this video and probably some links to my other videos. Hopefully you'll like it and I'll get to working on the farm build from Panda's farm series for the people who are curious of like how I planned that out. I'll try and explain how I processed and made all the animals on my farm. No promises. I find it really, really hard to like replicate what I've done. For me, it's kind of a spur of the moment. A lot of my builds are spur of the moments, actually. Like the amount of times my friend Panda would like leave, come back the next day, and I'd be like, okay, hear me out. I've just created an entire city. Come and look at it. And she'd be like, wait, what? How? I was gone for less than 24 hours. How do you have a whole city? Dedication, too much tea, and not enough job. You should probably get more job. But yeah, hopefully you guys like the details, and I just hope in general this could maybe be interesting for people who maybe want to build a cafe, not sure what to add, or you have a cafe and you want more people to come and hang out or roleplay or just make it more interactive. So I hope this helps. Okay, I'm going to go and show the decals now. Come back. Stop lurking. I know you're not looking. Well, here are the decal codes and I hope you guys have fun with them. I hope you can make either new cafes or add on to your existing ones with the ideas I've shown. Also, it was nice having a yap with everybody. I'm sorry if I talked your ears off. Either way, I look forward to making some more videos. I've been on a bit of a streak at the moment. I'm doing real well. I'll also be posting a bit of a mini-movie related to the shell challenge, the Dwarf Forge, and yeah, that'll be coming out soon. I'm just gotta get the last of the voice lines and edit. See you then!